Hi, I'm Michael Jackson Heimos with Santa Monica's Morgan-Wixson Theater, here with a talkback conversation with Zelda Saltzman. Now, Zelda's been a member of our children's Y.E.S program since she was a wee bitty one, but she's no longer a child. She's headed off to college. So, I wanted to talk to her about her years with our youth program and hear about her future plans. Hey, Zelda, thanks for joining me today.
Hello, of course. Thank you for having me.
So you've been at the Morgan-Wixson for a long time. How long have you been there?
Um, I started the first show I was in, I was 6 and I'm 18 now. So it's been 12 years.
Wow.
My first, you can't be in the Y.E.S program until you're 8. So I started when I was 6 because there weren't enough baby penguins in the summer show of Mr. Popper's Penguins. So they had me in that because my older sister Sadie was in it. And then I had to wait 2 more years to start doing more.
How much older is your sister, Sadie?
She's 4.5 years older than me. So she was about 10 at the time of her first show, also Mr. Popper's Penguins.
So what is your first memory of the Morgan-Wixson, or maybe it's Mr. Popper's Penguins? What's your earliest memory?
I remember my first audition. It was my sister had a callback and my mom brought me along. And Ann Gessling, we were in the rehearsal hall, and she asked if I could sing or if I could dance. And I think I sang Happy Birthday, classic, don't have an audition song. So that's what I sang. And I'd taken like ballet lessons before, and I could tap dance a little. And so she was like, great, you're going to do the show. And I was like, okay. So that's like my earliest memory is walking through the back into the rehearsal hall.
And what are some of the other shows you've done over your long 12-year career?
Yes, I've done a lot. I was in Willy Wonka. I played Mike TV in that. Um, I've been in, I think, 10 youth musicals at this point. My first one was A Winter's Tale, and I've done A Winter's Tale twice.
You'd be so poised to try and deny a little for ourselves. 1, 2, 3, 4, pull down the shine and knock on the door. 1, 2, 3, it's a diddly dirty dum. A humbug. 1, 2, 3, 4, light up the candle, quiet the war. 1, 2, 3, it's a devilish day, but it's a war humbug.
So it was A Winter's Tale, Seussical, what came after Seussical? Once Upon a Mattress, Beauty and the Beast, Shrek. Oh, no, not Shrek. White Christmas, Shrek, Thoroughly Modern Millie, Winter's Tale, 42nd Street, Legally Blonde. Yes.
Wow.
A
A
complete
long, illustrious career at the Morgan-Wixson.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, it's a diddly dirty dum. A humbug. 1, 2, 3, 4, light up the candle, quiet the war. 1, 2, 3, it's a devilish day, but it's a war humbug. Yes, we shall.
So of all those shows, what is your favorite role so far?
I think my favorite, so I have 2 different favorites. My favorite show that I was ever in was Schoolhouse Rock, which was really fun because I think I was in like 6th grade at that point. So it was a good mix of people who were slightly older than me and a few people that were my own age. And it's really fun because it was just a bunch of different musical numbers. There was really no like through line to the show. It was just random numbers. That was really fun. So I enjoyed being in that show. But I think my favorite role was Miss Flannery in Thoroughly Modern Millie because I love to tap dance. And I got to be alongside Zoe DeAndrea. She was playing Millie. So that was fun because I'd always I saw her in that role when I was like 7. So it was cool to be able to be like, she was Miss Flannery when I was 7. And then now that we're both in high school together, she got to be Millie and I got to be Flannery.
Now, have you done shows at other children's theaters or just with the Y.E.S program?
Just at the Morgan-Wixson. I mean, I've always loved theater, but theater was never like I never wanted to really be an actress, I don't think. I just love doing theater, but it never felt like something that I would pursue professionally. So I never did commercials and I never like did anything for TV, and I didn't really go to any other theater because I just loved the community at the Morgan-Wixson. And I also loved the fact that it wasn't like we had to pay to be there. Like we all earned our spots to be on that stage.
Do you plan to continue in theater as you go off to college?
I don't plan on like majoring in theater or musical theater in school. Next year, I'm going to Kenyon College in Ohio, and my intended major is I'm going to major in education studies with a concentration in American studies, which neither of those things really have to do with theater, musical theater. But the great thing about Kenyon and going to a small private liberal arts school is that I still have the ability to be in on-campus performances and join music groups and join theater troupes. So I'm definitely going to have it as an extracurricular like I have had it for a really long time, but I don't see myself pursuing Broadway, even though that is a fun thing that I could dream of.
So fast forward 4 years from now, you graduate
Yes.
from Kenyon. What are your plans?
I really love teaching, which is one of the reasons why I want to major in education, excuse me. So hopefully I am either on my way to get my teaching degree, or I've completely changed my mind and I'm determined to become a stand-up comedian. Those are the two different paths I'll take, or both at the same time, but I think that's a big workload.
So what's the most important lesson you've learned from one of your teachers?
I have my English teacher this year. His name is Mr. Fulcher, and every day he starts class by asking us something good. So something that I've learned from him is just that there's always something good in the world, even if it doesn't feel like it. And that's very important right now to think about. Like, even if you failed a test, or even if you're stuck inside because of a global pandemic, you can think of something good in your life or good that's going to happen to you. And I think that that made learning a lot easier, because sometimes learning can be very much of a bully and very hard to be able to learn when you're struggling in a class or struggling in a certain subject. But realizing that like there's a light at the end of the tunnel is something that's really interesting. And I mean, it's taken me 4 years to get through high school, and finally in my 4th year I've gotten that piece of advice. So I wish I knew that a little sooner, but I'm happy to have it now.
We learn lessons when we need it, you know?
Exactly.
So if you were to talk to a brand new kid coming into the Y.E.S program at the Morgan-Wixson,
Yes.
What would you tell her or him? What advice would you give them?
First, I would say that it's really intimidating. It's really scary, and that's okay to feel scared when you walk in. It's not going to take that long to become friends with everyone. And once you do, it's going to be a life changer. Like, becoming friends with the people that you meet there is going to be amazing. And then I would also say never forget to bring your pencil, because you're always going to have to erase something. So pencil's really important.
What would you say is the best lesson you've learned from the stage doing shows at the Y.E.S program?
I think the best thing I've learned is just to be yourself. And I know that's very cliche and very cheesy, but it's being an actor, you're not being yourself. You know, you're putting on a mask to be someone else, to entertain other people. But the only way that you can actually be a convincing actor is to be yourself. Like, if you're going into it trying to fool people and trying to be who you think that they want you to be, you're going to really struggle with how to become what they want you to be. So if you just go in there and you be as true to yourself as you can, while still taking the notes as to how to be the character, learning the dialogue, learning the staging, that's how you'll become the best actor, best comedian, best singer or dancer that you can be. Because if you're not being true to yourself, then your character is going to be muddled within that. And I really think that the Morgan-Wixson instilled that in me. And I think about that a lot.
How old are you again?
I'm 18, as of last month.
I've seen you in the lobby and I've seen you after shows, but I've never really sat and talked with you, and this was lovely. Thank you.
Thank you. I feel the same way.
I can't wait to see what's in store for Zelda Saltzman.
Thanks. I'm excited too. Thanks, Michael.
Bye.
Bye.